guys, it's Bailey from Making Up the Midwest, and this is going to be a quick review of Tarte's brand new Amazonian Clay Matte Palette. This is an eyeshadow palette that, as you probably could have guessed, consists entirely of matte, something that's really popular right now. You look inside, this retails for $44 and you get 12 shadows inside here. The packaging is in this, it's a plastic case, but it has this beautiful metallic finish. It feels nice and sturdy, has a firm clasp closure so you don't have to worry about it flying open should you want to pack and take it somewhere. You open it and it has this cool like gradient purple on the outside, kind of signature Tarte purple. You open it up, and one thing I love about this palette is that the mirror will stand up without having to hold it. I find that's perfect when I actually want to do my makeup like this and I need something that stands up in front of my face. I'm not having to juggle brushes and this and that. It's just as is, just like this. Love that about this palette. You go inside and you can see that these rows, they're arranged by kind of color category. The top is the brown neutrals, the middle is the purpley plum neutrals, and the bottom is the cooler leaning greigey taupe neutrals. So the way I kind of tested this palette is I created looks using each row, kind of grouping them together within their color families to make kind of a cohesive look to see how they could all work together. Overall, in use, these are very smooth and creamy. They're definitely up to the Tarte standard, and I say this every time we talk about matte shadows, but it's so true that finding a smooth matte shadow that's not chalky, it doesn't apply unevenly, can be a really hard task. So to have a palette that is full of these shadows that isn't any of those things, they really are super nice shadows, it's kind of a rare find. So to that extent, this is a great palette full of mattes. On the other hand, when you look at the shade range, yeah, it has some purpley plums in there, which is a nice color twist for those who want to deviate slightly from the neutrals. But in terms of how far away, how warm and how cool this leans, it is smack dab in the middle. These cools, not too cool. The warms don't get that warm. There's not a huge color range here. And while you can tell a difference between, especially these two middle ones here and these two middle on the top, when worn, there's not that big of a difference. So obviously, one thing that I would have preferred them do differently with this palette is add a little bit more of shade variety, because this really is by the book matte neutrals. I want to compare that to two matte palettes that are out right now. There are a few out there. The Balm has one that I don't currently have, but the two that I do have and think is a close comparison are the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palettes. This is the original. I've done a review on both of these that I can link below, but this is the original. You can see there is a much wider variety of neutrals here, and you get a shimmery champagne transforming color, and then you go into what is my personal favorite of the two, and you have two transitional shimmery shades and a little bit more of a contrast amongst the shadows in here. The point being that you can have a palette of complete neutral mattes and still manage to incorporate a little bit more contrast, a little bit more subtle color in there. Another difference is the price. This, like I said, retails for $44 and you get 12 shadows, while each of these IT Cosmetics palettes retails for $42 and you get 15 shadows inside. Granted, they are a little bit smaller than the Tarte, but you get more variety for $2 less. While I'm talking about the size of the shadow pans here, these are large enough to wear on your face. I know, because I'm actually wearing some of these on my face today. I am wearing Wanderer, this cooler leaning taupey camel shade, on as a contour, and then I put Caregiver, which is this nice baby pink shade, on as my blush. Different skin tones may find that different shades in here flatter them best as contour and blush, but the point is you can use these as such. The pans are comfortably large enough to get a larger face brush in here to use, so it is a little bit of a multitasking palette in that respect, but when it comes to real shadow variety, that is where I find this is lacking. So to sum everything up, because I feel like I had some really mixed emotions in this video, the palette itself is great. I would recommend it if this is your first matte palette that you're ever purchasing and you really like to stick to by the book matte neutrals. Great palette to have. The shadows themselves, super buttery, creamy, apply beautifully, and last quite a long time on the lid, even unprimed. Fantastic. But as far as needing to own it, if you already have one of these Naturally Pretty palettes, I would not say so. And if you're looking to buy your first matte palette ever and you really do want a little bit more variety, a little bit more versatility with your shade range, I would recommend the IT Cosmetics palettes over the Tarte palette. Plus, they're $2 cheaper, which is fantastic. So those are my thoughts on the new Tarte Amazonian Clay Mattes palette. I would love to hear any of your thoughts. Let me know if you tried it, if you're gonna try it, in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
If you like this video, don't forget to check out some of the others I have. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!